digital artists. I miss you. You guys remember what this is called? Well, yeah, you might say, "Oh, Mrs. Nuki, that's a paper towel tube." Well, no, it's not a paper towel tube. It's a dirt-ditter. This right here, a dirt-ditter. I'm not sure how to spell that, but I do know what it sounds like. Right? So, some of you might remember that, and if you don't, you now know. This is not simply a paper towel tube. This is not simply a toilet paper tube. Dirt-ditters, just of different sizes. So what's pretty cool about these is, even though they held, paper products that we need in our houses, these could become anything. And I'm going to show you what we can do with these with no glue, just scissors, and you don't even really need those. I'll now show you why. But I want you to go collect as much cardboard as you can that's in your house or in your recycling bin. Or ask a neighbor, hey, you got any cardboard I can borrow? I went through and found, I took a paper bag, collected some things. Like, it's a pretty cool box, huh? But it's not a box. You'll see why. This cardboard's pretty hard. You can hear that, right? Found a paper cup. Technically, right? You can hear it. That's strong enough for this project. Paper plate. That would work, right? Here's some cardboard scrap that I had left from the art room, but basically just taking a part of a cardboard box. We can rip it up, cut it up. My daughter's gummies, right? Empty box. I've shown you guys some of this stuff before because you can draw on the inside of these things too. Old Kleenex box, old spaghetti box, right? Grab some dirt-ditters. Grab as much cardboard or heavy paper as you think you want to try. And if you have a pair of scissors, ask a grown-up if you can use them. And if you don't have them or you can't use them, you won't need them as long as your cardboard isn't too strong. And I'll show you exactly what we're going to do when I come back, because I'm going to film it differently this time so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. We are going to make an abstract. Yeah, I know. You know what that means, right? Doesn't have to look like anything. Or we are going to make a representational or realistic, something you recognize. We're going to make a sculpture. So again, it can be as crazy as you want it to be. It can be as big or as little as you want it to be. I'm going to show you art by this artist named Alexander Calder. He's incredible. He went to college to be an engineer and decided he liked art so much more. So he took his engineer brain and he took his artist imagination. He put them together and he invented the mobile. I know my daughter had a mobile that hung above her crib when she was a baby to help her fall asleep. So you might recognize what that is. I've also seen some of his art here in Maine. He is amazing. His artwork is huge, and he used the shadows a lot. Remember that? He must have been pretty good at catching them, and he used them to help him set up his sculptures. So, go grab some cardboard. Even just one cereal box will do this. And if you can, scissors. If not, that's okay too. And then let's make an Alexander Calder sculpture. All right, remember, you don't even need glue. Best part. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Go get that cardboard, okay? Okay, I'm back. I tried to do a film where I could show you just what my hands were doing. And I'm not very good at that. I think what I needed to, it wasn't tall enough. So anyway, you're stuck with Mrs. Nucci's whole face instead of just her hands. But I want to show you guys something cool. Here we go. So I collected all that cardboard. So hopefully you've had a chance to do that too. And so I want to show you something I started just playing around. I have so far kind of put together, similar to Legos, like you start with one piece and you see what fits, you click them together, right? So just by cutting up a paper plate, a cup, and then one of those heavier cardboard boxes, I was able to build this without, glue. Remember I said we weren't going to use any glue. Even if you have glue, I don't care. If you live in a glue factory, I don't want you to use glue for this, because we're going to do what we call the slot technique. So like I said, scissors or not, you can make a little slot in any of your cardboard. Let me grab a piece right here. All right, this is an old box of gummies. And what should I make for a shape? Yeah. Oh, good. Let's do it. I heard circle, so I'm going to make a big circle. Thank you for the idea. I haven't done a circle yet. So here I am cutting out my circle. Now, I told you, you don't need scissors if you don't have them, or you can't get them right this second, but you could also tear your paper into any shape you want. And actually, torn edges are really, really beautiful, especially if you decide you want to paint it or color it later, because the part that's ripped has a totally different texture on it, which takes color different. Oh, this is like a cloud, doesn't it? I want to use this one, I think. So I cut out the circle like you told me, but then without scissors, sorry, my dog's in the woods over there. Without scissors, I still got a really awesome shape. So maybe the two together. So this one's more organic, where it doesn't have a lot of corners, and it's not geometric. It's not perfect. Whereas this circle, not saying it's perfect, but is more of a geometric shape. Those are two opposites. Okay. I love this ripped edge. So, but let's take the two and decide to combine them together. So I'm going to take my dirt, okay, right here, and I am going to take my scissors to show you how we're going to make this slot technique work, and how we're going to make this sculpture as big as you want to make it, even though we don't have glue. So just on the edge of this with my scissors, little tiny bit, okay? Snip. You can't really even see it, but it's right there. See? Okay, like right there. Okay? Too big, and you're going to cut it in half or make it weak. Just a little tiny bit. Okay? Not even big enough for your Lego people to fit through. And then to put my organic shape, think about like, how do I, ooh, that looks like a speech balloon or something. I am going to cut or rip a little slot into this cardboard. See it? Okay. Now what do you think is going to happen next? How would I attach them? I have a slot in here and I have a slot in here. So yes, you are totally right. You're going to slide those two openings that you made, those two slots, and you're going to fit them together. Sometimes it takes a little, sometimes you got to wiggle things around a little bit, but this is already pretty strong. No glue. It's not falling out. I'm going to be kind to it. I mean, it's still paper, but without glue, it still defies gravity. So what should we do next? How about that circle that we cut out, that geometric shape? So what do I have to do to get it to attach to this? Right. Find your scissors, or let's try this time without scissors. Let's make tiny little rip right here. There it is. That slot technique. And so I did it without scissors. I don't know, what do you guys think? Here? Maybe over here? What would look... Oh, let's turn it. Let's get some direction going. So I think I'm going to put a little slot, just a little cut at the top. And I am going to slide what now I feel is a moon shape into my cloud shape by looking for where those 2 slots go. Oh, guys, look! I already love it. Oh, look at the shadows. It's already making shadows. Okay, so then I got a little fancy dancy over here with this guy. This reminds me of some type of prehistoric flying dinosaur. But I got this from cutting up a paper plate. So I just cut, excuse me, buddy. So I just cut up, Lincoln, come over here. Good boy. So I just cut up different shapes from that paper plate. And you can see where I cut those tabs. I was just like cutting and turning and twisting, ripping, cutting. And now I can build something big or something small. I put those together. This has a very rocket ship type of feeling to it, doesn't it? Here's another one. I had another slot in here, so I'm going to attach these 2 slots together. And what I love about this is now it's twisting and turning and giving us some dimension, which means it's 3D. Remember that? 3D goes what? All the way around. Right, you know it. And I can find a way, like, where do you guys think? What should I do? I mean, this is pretty tiny compared to these 2 big shapes plus that dirt as my base. So, like, do I want it, I want to balance it out this way? Should it get taller? Should it get wider? I mean, this is where your artist imagination is going to take your sculpture to a whole new level. I was going to show you a bunch of examples, but I sometimes don't like to do that because I want to see what comes from here without anybody else poking their ideas into your imagination. One little trick I want to show you also is you can make the paper curly. I do think I'm going to try to make a little slot right here to add this slot right here. Oh, I don't know. But hey, you know what's great? No glue means I can move this thing around as many times as I want to. New idea? Move it, right? Push this one down a little bit more. If you find you have a piece that's starting to get like a little bit floppy, you can just make the slot that you cut just a little longer, and that should give it a deeper base, okay? So far, this wacko thing, I definitely want something to grow off of this side because I feel like right now it's not as balanced. There's a lot going on one side and not the other, which would tip that scale, right? So we want to think about that. How are you going to balance it so that it's interesting all the way around? Oh, curling the paper, let me show you. So let's go with I can do it with this Kleenex box, an old tissue box, okay? I'm going to cut it right up the side, or I'm going to rip it if I don't have any scissors. Good grief, Lincoln. I'm going to take this. I think the longer and thinner the pieces that you want to curl makes it easier, so... Bless you, Bubby. Okay. So, long strip of what was a Kleenex box, which is now going to become pretty awesome movement, a piece that has a lot of movement. So I'm just taking one finger, right, and I'm pinching the end of it like this, and I'm just going to kind of make a finger trap for myself. I'm going to keep wrapping it, twisting it, coiling it right around my finger so that when I uncoil it, move it around a little bit. Now, I have this really cool spiral that I could add into my piece anywhere I want. So, I brought this project outside for you guys today too, by the way, because even though it's like an indoor thing, raining or snowing or a beach day, you can do this anywhere. So I just collected my cardboard, put it in a bag, and brought it outside. It's a beautiful day. I'd love you guys to make more art outside. All right, so I've got my piece, and now I could add even more. So like, where should I put it? look, I'm thinking something along the line. Oh, maybe this way. That would give it some balance on that side. I have a floppy part I'm going to get rid of because I know that was going to end up bugging me. I think it was going to feel like it was in my way. So actually, I think mine might need a little bit of strength and a little more balance from my base, which is the bottom of my sculpture, my toilet paper tube, my Okay. I'm going to put those two slots together. Now, this got all smushied. I'm okay with that because it's paper and I'm in charge. I'm way stronger than this paper is, and so are you. Look at that. I could make that change directions, right? It's definitely some type of prehistoric flying robot spaceship. I don't know. So, I think I need to make this slot a little bit deeper. I'm okay with that. What would I do? I would take it apart, take my scissors, make these lines just a little bit longer for my base. Bob, move. Ah, there we go. A little stronger now. And like I said, cut shapes, rip shapes. You can use anything that's got just a little more weight to it probably than a regular piece of notebook paper for this one. Because you want it to be 3D, so you want that sculpture to be able to be seen and be interesting all the way around. So this can get as big as a Star Wars ship, and this could be as tiny as another part to your Lego fairy house forts that you made outside last week. It's totally up to your brain, okay? It can look exactly like a rocket ship headed to Jupiter, or it could look just like beautiful shapes all connected together. Abstract or representational. So abstract doesn't look like anything at all really, but it's beautiful to look at. And representational would be everybody would say, oh my gosh, look at that rocket ship you made with cardboard and no glue. Awesome. So I want to see what you guys make. I want you to have fun with it. You may take sidewalk chalk, crayons, markers, paint, anything you wish if you want to color it. My suggestion would be this. If you were going to color this sculpture, let's say I'm going to go red, green, like some complementary colors in there, I am going to want to paint the pieces first, then attach them. So you might want to build it. Alexander Calder used to put a number on each one of his pieces. So he would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when he took it apart after and he would put it back together inside a museum, he knew exactly what to do. Like a puzzle, only with numbers on the back, so it wouldn't be as much of a mystery. So show me what you come up with. I'm going to put a few more examples together for you. I'm going to keep working on this. I really like things like this. You'll be amazed. You won't be able to believe where and how it can grow from just old boxes in your recycling bin. So I'm excited. So think about it, guys. Black and white, color, no color, leaving it earthy. These types of things, like little tabs on a cereal box, or even this box, like I said, is a little heavier. These are amazing shapes. And I don't even have any muscles, and I could still rip it. So even if you don't have scissors, not a problem. Okay, so inside, outside, guys, whatever you want to do, email me or anything. If you have any questions or you want to work on it together for a little while, just ask your teacher or send me an email, and I will write back to you, or they will let me know. Again, 2 pieces, 2 slots. Slide those things together. Who needs glue? All right. Awesome. So I'll see you guys soon. I miss you. Keep making art. Keep playing outside. Art is everywhere. All right. Awesome. See you guys soon.